Okay. Yeah. Oh boy. This doesn't quite fit. So we got a cool down bar to help me with my calf muscles. Been watching that. I had the sideways shot. I love those sideways shots. All my best stuff sideways shot. And I have that right there. Turn that off. I was talking about my calf muscles. This thing here because I did a ballet jumping exercise in my bedroom for about 10 minutes, which was like basically just jumping up and down and mixing with jumping jacks. So it was like jumping jacks and just running in place for about 10 minutes, and man, it killed my calves. You can even see my calves coming out through my leg right there. But I was jumping up and down for about 10 minutes. I was completely covered in sweat too. But I usually do like a 5-mile run, but I don't feel the calf muscle burn when I do the 5-mile run. I feel more of the burn right here. But the calf muscles, as you can see right here, is pretty intensely hurting, like a lot of pain. And I've been trying to walk it off, so I'm getting more, even though I don't really support whey protein, they are good for muscle cramps. And for cooling down off a workout, what you want to do on your whey protein, when you're working out and you want a cool down bar, go for your sugars being low. As you can see right here, your total sugars should be like 3 grams or 6 grams. Watch out on your Matrix. They used to have the old school ones where they had 3 grams of an alcohol sugar. So it's better for you in the high sugar protein bars if you want to do a cool down. I usually don't. I usually just stick with regular meats and eating out of the garden. And that's your best way. You want to eat out of the garden, and then you want to eat lean meats. And every once in a while you want to do some steak. If the Russian would have showed up, we were going to go to a fancy restaurant. I was going to go to El Frisco's, and I was going to have some of their choice steak. But then they have another little restaurant what I thought was nice called Beverly's. And I had an appointment. I was going to take her to Beverly's and have some of this choice steak. I can't remember the name of it, but anyway, it was a lean steak. They mostly do seafood at Beverly's, but they do valet parking. But Del Frisco's is way nicer, and they have Japanese steak there, but it's expensive. It's about $70 a plate. But I was going to choose between Del Frisco's and Beverly's, and I chose Beverly's, and she never showed up. Or supposedly she showed up at the airport and then went back to Minsk, Russia, or back to Moscow. Who knows if she's real or fake? I'll never know. But I wanted to get her here and make her a citizen, and she lost that opportunity, and she flaked. But I was on a pretty strict workout routine. I was doing about 5-mile runs a day, and I was doing floor work, about 30-minute floor work, which comes out of Alvin Ailey dance. And I was doing, I don't know, about 150 to 200 push-ups a day, which I guess it was closer to 150, I won't lie. But still, that's good for me. And then I was doing about a 10-minute ab routine with stretching and yoga. I was doing a little bit of yoga. Although I separate my yoga from my actual workout. I don't mix my yoga with my workout. That's really important. You do not want to mix your yoga with your workout. You want to separate those two. So you do your workout, whether floor work, if it's dance, legs lifts, ab workout, doing push-ups and sit-ups and then back arms. I call them back arms, but it's where I go onto a chair and I push up backwards and do those for about, 3 sets or so. I usually do everything 3 sets. Sometimes I go into 5 sets. And then I went in and out of my curl workout, which I haven't really been able to go to 24 Hour Fitness to do the bench press. I've been thinking about getting back into 24 Hour Fitness and really getting back in shape. I probably will be. I got a new way to get it back into 24 Hour Fitness, And I go in there, and it kind of motivates you with 24-hour fitness, because you're around other people that are working out, and it kind of motivates you to do a little bit more than what you would do by yourself, because you got this other guy who's doing, like, squats, and he's really, screaming, and you're like, wow, maybe I should do a little bit more on the bench press, or maybe I should do a little harder workout. And you got another guy over there grunting, and so that kind of helps when you're in the 24-hour fitness, although I do think it's a little bit of a waste of money. If you can be independent and you can do your own workout, then you can find a park to go to, do your own push-ups and sit-ups. You can find a place to run, and you can save a lot of money if you can find a way to do it independently. And I've been that way most of my life. I've rarely ever used gyms, but I do sometimes when I'm really trying to work on getting everything perfect, which is difficult. But anyway, that last drop, man, I barely made it to get the gas. I was almost stranded. And I've seen a lot of drivers stranded on the side of the road, because you got to time this stuff down. I have stopped at gas stations with riders in the car to fill up, and they don't always like it, but you have to explain to them, look, man, about to run out of gas. This car is very accurate. So you can see here the mileage here. It'll give you the exact mileage. One guy said it wasn't very accurate, but I think he was dealing with a different car. This is a Kia. This thing is nearly right on the button. Although this guy told me, he said, don't pay attention to that too much, because if you're down close to like 10 miles or so, don't pay attention to it too much, because you could run out. Look, there's two of those guys. Those guys are making money, man. These guys on the side of the road, they probably have their own place. I saw one of them, and I got him on one of my YouTube posts. I saw him with a phone, and I was like, hold up your phone, and he had the sign, and he held up the phone. I wonder if they could get an app for those guys where you just, drive by and you can just tip them on the app, so you don't have to give them, any change. A guy on the street app, they can maybe hold up their phone, give you a code or something, and you can just tip it right to their phone. It'd be an interesting app. It'd be like a busking app, like musicians can busk. This would be a panhandling app where they can give you a code and you can just send it to that app rather than give them cash. And that way they can keep their phone on and at least make phone calls and things like that. I know it's low, but sometimes these guys get in those bad situations, and if they have an app, like a panhandling app, it would work, and it would probably be, those guys make money. They're making money. I mean, they're out there in the heat, especially in Texas. Why not have an app where you can send the money either through a code, or maybe just do something where you see a code come up on their phone, and then you go to that app and you put in that code, and it goes straight to them. Like, it'll be like a number that say like 3B, like really big. And then you see 3B, you go to the panhandling app, you hit 3B, you put in money through Google Pay, and boom, they get the money. Just an idea. But anyway, because you don't always have cash on you. But I try to give a little bit. I used to be real stubborn, and I gave no money to those guys, but that's kind of how I tithe now. So my tithing, I give to the poor, directly to the poor. You can do that as a tithe. I also sometimes tithe to foreign countries, to people that are in trouble. There are different ways to tithe, and God will show you that as you go on with your journey. But you don't always have to tithe to an organized church or to a clergyman that's paid by the church. You don't always have to tithe to a church. You can tithe directly to people. That is a form of tithing, and God will accept that as tithing. If you're giving up something of you and you're giving it to someone that's truly in need, that is a form of tithing. Even if those people are down and out, they're suffering in one way or another. We all are. All right, so it's over and out, and I actually didn't make it that time on that last drop.